don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball, man. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched, and I better get set in. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum, all. In the end result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tanks. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tanks. Anything I ever do is.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well, watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. What state prop you looking bleak now? I was home to sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak, they listen. Couldn't find the social fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true, cause you look like the opposition. Run it up. Greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tanks. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tanks. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On the ground, it's Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 3rd down gain of 19.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. They go back to Abdullah on first. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well. But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. This is Carson. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Here's the sneak with Wilson. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
On first down, it's Carson. Anthony Harris on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go!
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Wilson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Wilson. That's going to be caught by Nick Ballore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd. And the pressure gets to him again. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. It's caught. Lockett. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. Now Wilson. He'll find Ballore out of the backfield. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Now Wilson on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play. From a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Cook. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but
you don't want to.
I know, but Tyler Lockett. This complete to Lockett. 30. 10, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 79 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They run. Cook. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ready?
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Good route there.
Cousins to throw it this time. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check, 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 check. 48. X3. 218. Jump.
On 3rd down, it's Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. They'll run on first down. Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, this is Madison. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A really nice gain of 25 yards. To throw is Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Everson Griffin picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. This throw complete, Wilson finding Lockett. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep him in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. He'll have a first down past the 40 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
A gain of a yard.
Tighten up, tighten up.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window.
It got his man complete. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 48 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Wilson. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing. Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. Oh, what a juke into space. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. On 3rd down, they run with Madison. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
It's now 4th down.
Mike Zimmer's made his decision, and that decision is to try and go for this thing on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
65.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Give him 3 yards there on the first down pickup. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the ground on first down. Here's Madison. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Again, it's Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. 15 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now it's Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack. Wilson throwing middle, and it's complete. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Cook. And some room to maneuver. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
Max 50. Stop your whining. Hey, Charlie.
Throwing here, Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougald. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.